everybody. Here we are again with Amanda for our final video together. And I've asked Amanda to answer a very difficult question because she's been doing this for years and years and years and could share so much more with us, but wanted to ask your top tips for anyone who's starting out on the journey of trying to grow in emotional health and step into freedom. What would be your thoughts for someone who's thinking, I want to go on this journey?
Oh my goodness.
Sorry. I know it's really hard, but what do you reckon?
I think the first thing that comes to mind is that if you're starting out on this journey, you need to know that the Father loves you unconditionally and that he won't love you anymore. If you've got the radical freedom, he couldn't love you any more than he does already.
Yep.
So it's just to know that you are loved. You know,
Very
on the
good.
journey, you are loved.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can end up thinking, and I think I've fallen into this, I've got to make this happen. I've got to get myself free so
Yes.
that I'm more acceptable.
Oh, yes. And that is not
That's
true,
not true.
because he loves you, couldn't love you anymore
Yeah.
than he does already.
And he's more committed
Yes.
to our freedom than we are.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
And
That's really good.
Yeah, and he's not in a rush with you.
Yeah.
He's patient, he's gentle, he'll take things at your pace. And so I think if you just know that and
Yeah.
just keep bringing it back to him, trusting him, he'll lead you on the next step of the journey. He'll bring the right people to you that you need to help you.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Okay. Anything else?
I think often with freedom stuff, we can think it's just for women.
Okay. Yeah.
And
with
actually,
the emotional stuff.
Yes, with the emotional stuff. And actually, I pray with men as well, and it is just as important for men.
Yeah.
And in Proverbs, it talks about guarding your heart because it is the wellspring of life.
Yeah.
And I just think that verse is so important. And, you know, Solomon is all wise and he wrote that.
Yeah.
And I just think it's so important we guard our hearts. And I think sometimes in churches it can be like we're thinking, oh, we're inward looking, it's navel gazing.
Yeah, okay, so avoid looking at freedom because it's all about
Yes.
looking inwards and we should be looking upwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas actually it says, above all else, guard
That's
your
really
heart.
good.
You know, it's saying before you do anything else, guard your heart, because actually everything else you do flows from that.
Yeah.
So,
very good.
you know, I think it's just as important because we lead churches are led through, you know, by people through their heart. Ministries, it's like out of our overflow of our heart.
Yeah.
You know, our words speak, don't they?
And that's a male and female issue. That's not
course it
just,
is.
this is not just,
No.
when we talk about emotions, the danger is you think this is just about women, but
Yes.
it's for all of us.
Of course.
And I think
yes.
I've said in a previous video, I can't remember now, Jesus is the best role model when it comes to being emotionally healthy.
Yes.
You know, he's
course
brilliant
he
at
is.
it. He's perfect at it.
And
So
he was a man.
yeah, good provocation.
yeah.
Okay. And you mentioned about another tip to do with roots, getting to the root of
Yes.
stuff, not just dealing with behaviour.
So I think we can sometimes look at behaviours
Yeah.
like the fruit
Yeah.
and just try and deal with that.
Yeah.
But actually, I think Jesus is interested in getting to the root.
Okay.
And the root really is stuff in our background, wounds in our hearts from our past, often in childhood,
Yeah.
that there's pain in there, and then attached to that are lies
Okay.
and things we believe about ourselves and about God that aren't true.
Okay.
And then from that, our beliefs is how we act. So we always will act about what we believe in our heart.
Okay.
You know,
And that's the fruit that gets developed.
and that's the fruit. So I feel like God's just interested in getting to the root, healing up the wound in your heart.
Okay.
You know, it's not that he wants to come and point out sin. It's like, come on, let's get this healed up. I
Yeah.
love you. Let's sort this out.
And I think perhaps what we tend to do is we tend to try and focus on behaviour modification. So we see the fruit, we
Yeah.
realise it's something not healthy there, and we try to just change the way we're behaving. But what you're saying is if you try to just change the fruit without dealing with the root,
Yes.
the same fruit is going to keep being
Keep coming
produced.
because it's in the tree
It's in
and
the
your
tree.
belief system's still there and it will grow up
But if
again.
you can go to the root, and obviously the Father knows what that is,
Yes,
so it's about asking him, where has this come in?
definitely.
If you can change that, then it grows something different,
Yes.
and different fruit will just then pop off.
Yes.
Really
Yeah.
helpful. Any last bits of wisdom, or have I sucked you dry?
So I think I've been on that journey myself, where I had not got a clue how to get freedom, and I had so much pain and sadness squashed down in me that something would happen and I'd squash it in a bit more till I was like full up to here with it. And then God started me on this journey, and it's been very painful at times, but I would say it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
You know, it could have the pain of staying where I was,
Yes.
or pushing through that pain to get freedom,
Yeah.
and I'd say it's definitely worth doing that.
Very, very good. And I think actually we can sometimes think it's better to stay, just shut it all down. It's better to stay in that place because it's a little bit less painful. But actually, I've also experienced that it's much better. It's more painful to face stuff, actually, but the fruit on the other side of it is so much better, isn't it? Life in all fullness.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, thank you so much for your
welcome.
wisdom. You're
you
amazing.
are welcome. It's been fun.
Hope that's been helpful, and just want to encourage you to keep going on your own journey of stepping into freedom and emotional health. It is worth it.